Welcome back to the Thinker, everyone. It's Sharon still in the UK with the mum to be back in a couple of days, and we've got super strong winds, stormy weather outside. We've had winds 5 kilometres an hour, 40 mile an hour winds. Needless to say, we're going to be working inside. We're working on this old snug. It's going to be a snug, cosy, warm room for us. It's not bad at the minute, but it needs a bit of finishing off. So we're going to start rebuilding it today.
Welcome to Thinker Live. We're Sharon and Andy, just two people with a dream and a vision of restoring our traditional stone-built farmhouse in southern Spain, transforming it into a beautiful off-grid home and sharing our journey with you.
Where do we start? The top, logically. I think the ceiling, and look at the state of it. It's had a bit of an hard time over the last few years. We've got a big hole at the top there where the original canes are exposed. We need to get that filled in. Just above it is just a load of dirt and then the tiles, which acts as insulation. So I want to try and get that filled up. It's incredibly difficult getting mortar and plaster or whatever to stick to the canes. They're all bendy and bouncy and wobbly, and there's big holes in there as well. It's very, very dusty. So I'm going to start with that. It's going to need a few coats to build it up, I think. So we get that done first. We can then, while the first bit's going off, we can then move on to something else. So I'm going to get a super sticky mix on. So we've got our mix. It should be super sticky. It's 2 parts sand to 1 part lime. It just sticks. So I'm going to try and get it up there. The first thing I want to do though is get it all proper wet, which will help the lime to suck into what we've got up there, and hopefully get some of the crumbly, dusty stuff down, so it'll take the lime. Look, this is dripping on me already. All I want to do in the first instance is get something kind of stuck to it. I might actually bring the scaffold towering, so it might be a bit easier. Oh, yes, I might do that. This isn't easy. So far so good. I'm just going to let that go off a little bit now and then try and work it in. There we go. I've got it all on with the wood, but we'll get that off after. I just want to get it pressed right up between the canes. Give me so much to work to. That's it. Not too much at once though. Right, I'm just gonna leave that now. That should give me a better base to work on. We'll see. I had a little bit less, so I made a start on this hole on the other side. I've had to take a couple of the canyons out, they're absolutely rotten there, so a bigger hole to fill, but slow and steady wins this race. So if I'm looking a bit windswept, it's because it's still blowing a hoolie out there. I've got this, move that, does that make any difference? I've got this cable now, the final bit in, that's stuck into the wall up there. I've got this one stuck in the corner at the top. I've put a bit more in that stuff up there, big holes, horrid loose stuff up there. I'm just waiting for that to go off a bit, but I can flatten it out a little bit, but we're getting there slowly. I think perhaps what I want to do next is have a look up the top. There's a couple of cracks up there I can see. There's all sorts of old cobwebs and stuff up there. So I'm going to give it a brush down, try and get as much rubbish as I can out there and off the walls and stuff, and then have a closer inspection of those cracks. While I'm waiting for this to do its thing, I can perhaps get on and start filling those. There's quite a few all over, but I think the first thing now, I've got started what I wanted to get started, the stuff that's going to take the longest to do. So I'm going to try and have a bit of a clean up, give it a brush and clean it up. There's no real trick to this, just take a brush and give it a brush down. Try not to get it on your face and in your hair and in your eyes and stuff, which is unavoidable. It's not too bad actually. Give all the walls a go. Get rid of as much rubbish as we can. In fact, I'm probably going to do the whole thing while I'm here. I've got to get it cleaned up before tonight, of course, because Tilly will be in here, and we don't want to make it dirt all over the house. Crikey me, look at that. Dust. Look at that. Oh man. I should have a dust mask on for this. This side as well. That's not so bad. I've noticed there are a lot of cracks in this ceiling. There's a bit there where there's a bit of lime or something's come through one of the cracks, so I need to chip that off. But yes, I think probably going to start filling those next while I let this stuff go off. Keep coming back to the swap between the two. We'll get it done slowly but surely. Hopefully not going to make even more work for myself. Come on, off you go. Get on. That's been there a long time. I'll do. The rest of it I can make good by putting stuff back in. Wonderful. It's a beautiful morning this morning. The storm has passed. Absolutely beautiful. Warm, sunny, still, perfect. Unfortunately the same can't be said for other areas of Spain. On the news yesterday and this morning there's absolutely in Valencia region and Albacete absolute devastation from sort of massive floods and things, meters deep, torrents of water rushing through the streets, washing cars away, destroying people's homes and lives. We understand what this is like. We've been through it ourselves 5 years ago. There's a couple of pictures here actually of the aftermath when all was calm. We hope, well, there's bound to be loss of life. Our hearts go out to those people, and it's the destruction, people losing their possessions and everything. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Takes years to get over. So we'd just like to say, you know, you're all in our thoughts. Stay safe, everyone. Yeah, what can you say? Terrible, terrible scenes. I've had a good walk round, had a look at the building and everything. We don't appear to have suffered any damage at all, thankfully. But as it's such a nice day and it's so calm and perfect, we've still got holes in this wall that go right through. winter's coming, it's getting colder. The last thing we want is an icy draft blowing through our wall. So I'm going to crack on. The inside's going off nicely. We can come back to that when the weather's colder and poorer and stuff. I think this is coming off in a minute. So I'm going to get a mix on and carry on and get a bit more of this wall done. And I've still got a lot of holes in this wall, so I think what I'm going to do, get a mix on first and start to fill in the bigger holes. It makes the final point so much easier. I've also been having a look down here. Although we've lifted the floor up quite a lot inside, I think I want to put a limecrete pad along the bottom of the wall here, so any water that does come will be diverted away. I'm probably going to leave that until I've done the pointing, because I'm just going to drop stuff all over it. And when I've dug out a bit of it, shouldn't be too bad to do. Plus it's just, a lot of it's just soil down here, so it'll sort of consolidate the bottom of the wall a bit as well. It's just soil under that. So yeah, I'm going to get a mix on now and see what I can do with this. There's big holes there, big, you probably can't see that, but there's a big sort of fist size hole there and these building out. Same down here to the bottom obviously. So let's get on with it. Oh, by the way, I'd like to say a big thank you to all the people that have messaged us and written in the comments checking that we're okay, because they've seen what's been happening with the weather in this part of Spain and that. We're fine, thank you so much. We're on top of a hill, the water doesn't bother us, it all goes that way. So yeah, but we're good, thank you so much. So you can see what I mean here. We've got holes like that, quite a big stone. So I'm going to stick him in there, wet it down as I go, wet the stones down as I go. Sticky mix. And so on. There are many of them. Another one there. That way I think. Where's my spray? It's time consuming but therapeutic nonetheless. Oh, where's my hammer gone? Here it is. Let's carry on. I don't know if that looks any different or not. That's actually face up the whole of the wall. Pretty much all the way up to there. So I'm just going to carry on now and get it pointed up. There we go, that's another chunk done. We're inching ever closer. Inching literally, although here's Inspector Cat. See if you come to inspect it. Where's Alfie? He's normally the inspector. So I'm going to call the video there today. I'm picking Sharon up from the airport early afternoon tomorrow. We're going to do a bit of shopping and stuff because the day after is a national holiday, so all the shops will be shut, so I'm not going to get a chance to do much. So we'll pick it up well, on the next one in a couple of days. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to everyone that supported the channel. Give us a like if you've enjoyed the shorter video, and if you made it this far, please consider subscribing, and we'll both be back on the next one whenever it is.